12 रुपए वाले बीमा के विषय में तो हम नहीं जानते भाई, ये कैसा क्या है।
उनको लगता है कि लड़कियां हैं वो शादी करके अपने ससुराल चली जाएंगी और लड़के हैं तो वो हमको आगे चल के कमा के हमको पैसा देंगे।
अब एक तो गांव का आदमी अशिक्षित होता है, हर बातें उसको मालूम नहीं होती।
अब हमका कुछ जानकारी नहीं है, अब हम तुमसे क्या बताएं।
Fatehpur, a district of Uttar Pradesh, is one of India's most backward districts and identified as an aspirational district by the Government of India. The district is in close proximity of cities Lucknow, Kanpur and Prayagraj. The villages in the district are underdeveloped and poor with widespread illiteracy. Malacca sub-service area, comprising of villages Malacca and KY, are no different. The people here are mostly involved in agriculture and manual labor. Slow economic growth, poor amenities, unemployment, and migration to nearby cities are the major problems faced by the people. With sluggish economic activities, neither the banks were too keen in expanding their business, nor were the people enthusiastic in using financial services. The nearest bank branch at Dhakoli is about 7 kilometers away from Malacca, the nearest ATM 12 kilometers away, and there is no post office in the village. People have learned to live without financial services.
उनके अंदर ये धारणा पुराने लोगों के अंदर है कि अगर हम जो है बैंक से लोन लेंगे, जो पुराने लोग हैं तो उनको उसकी अदायगी नहीं कर पाएंगे तो हमारी जो है खेती चली जाएगी, घर चला जाएगा.
This was a classic case of low demand and low supply. Was awareness of financial services enough to create demand? Could the availability of financial services accelerate demand? How far could banking technology help in bridging the gap? And was the Baroda Uttar Pradesh Gramin Bank up to the challenge? These were some of the questions faced by Nabard at the start of the Action Research Project on Comprehensive Financial Inclusion, or CFI, in Malacca. The objective of the CFI project was to provide the complete array of financial products, including savings, insurance, pension, remittance and credit. In July 2017, the stakeholders met village sarpanch and government officials to apprise them of the project. Gram Sabhas were organized where officials introduced CFI and informed the villagers about its requirement and need in the villages. After the Gram Sabhas, participatory rural appraisals were conducted, which were followed by trained surveyors conducting a pre-pilot survey. 1,236 households and 5,225 individuals were surveyed. The findings indicated that 59% of the individuals were uneducated and only 22% had access to primary education. 1,892 persons, or 38% of the population, did not even have a bank account, and only 18% of those who did had a debit card. Life insurance seemed like a redundant luxury and pension a far-fetched need. The findings were deliberated in different monitoring committee meetings, and based on the results of the survey, an action plan was drafted and the project was launched in November 2017.
सुनो 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 किसान भाइयों के लिए खुशियों भरे पैगाम. इंसानियत को गले लगाइए, अब दोस्तों पैसे ही पैसा कमाइए. क्षेत्रीय ग्रामीण बैंक द्वारा अनेक भारत सरकार द्वारा सुविधाएं जारी.
बैटरी वाले रिक्शा से आते हैं, बुलाते हैं हम लोगों को कि यहाँ फलानी जगह पर आज मीटिंग है, इतने बजे से है, तो हमको इसीलिए पता चलता है, तो वहाँ सब लोग इकट्ठा होकर के जाते हैं.
Through the Financial Literacy Rath, villagers were encouraged to attend financial literacy camps organized at multiple locations in the SSA. These camps helped the villagers understand various aspects of financial literacy, its need, use, and benefits.
बैंक आपके द्वारा ये योजना भारत सरकार के द्वारा नाबार्ड के सहयोग से लगातार आपके गांव में चलाई जा रही, और इन सभी योजनाओं का आप लोग भरपूर फायदा उठाइए.
सर जैसे अभी नाबार्ड में जब मीटिंग में गए, कई लोग गए जो अनभिज्ञ थे, नहीं जानते थे, बैंक से जो है डरते थे जो है, तो उनके अंदर जब नाबार्ड मीटिंग में गए तो उनके अंदर सारी जानकारियाँ हुई.
In the pre-pilot stage, 64% of the population already had a bank account, but only 18% had a debit card. In the post-pilot phase, 87% of the population acquired saving bank accounts. Although issuance of debit cards registered a twofold increase, the share of account holders with debit card increased to only 56%. To increase the penetration of digital transactions, officials decided that cardless banking should be encouraged through Aadhaar-enabled payment system and mobile banking. Aadhaar enrollment as well as Aadhaar seeding of saving bank accounts was necessary for this.
ढकोली ब्रांच जिसके अंतर्गत ये दोनों गांव आते हैं, मलाका और केवई, ढकोली ब्रांच में एक आधार इनरोलमेंट सेंटर खोला गया क्योंकि इतना आसान नहीं होता है किसी का आधार कार्ड बनवाना। लेकिन जो परेशानी देख रहे थे कि आधार कार्ड के लिए कहीं इन्हें दूर ले जाना पड़ेगा, जाएंगे नहीं जाएंगे।
Once again, the e-rickshaw came to the rescue. It was deployed to bring people to the Aadhaar enrollment and update center set up at Dhakoli branch. This resulted in 100% Aadhaar enrollment, while Aadhaar seeding went up to 86%. To facilitate villagers' access to banking facilities, a mobile van was introduced. The mobile van ran through the SSA and was instrumental in encouraging the villagers to carry out financial transactions on their own. The banking correspondent, or the BC point, situated between Kevai and Malaka villages, got revived with the advent of CFI. Villagers now started transacting regularly from BC point.
बैंक यहाँ सब घर घर जा के खाता खुलवाया, बीमा करवाया, दुकानदारों को लोन दिया, यहाँ अलाउंस करवाया, मुनादी करवाया सबके लिए कि जिसको खाता खुला, क्रेडिट कार्ड बनवाया।
The villagers, and in particular women, received massive awareness on financial services. It was only befitting that they be organized as self-help groups for better sustenance. Existing SHGs were revived under the CFI project. Earlier, only 35 women were enrolled in SHGs as compared to 836 women in the post-pilot stage.
क्या कैसे जो कोई धंधा भी कर सकते हैं, कोई कारखाना कर सकते हैं, तो सिलाई हम करते हैं तो इसलिए हमको पैसा नहीं है तो हमको बड़ी दुकान चलाना है तो उसको पैसे निकाल के हम कोई भी बिजनेस कर सकते हैं, कोई भी आगे बढ़ा भी सकते हैं।
To secure the future of every girl child, the villagers were introduced to Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. This was followed by the introduction of a piggy bank scheme. After registration in the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, the girl child would be given a gullak in order to inculcate the habit of saving.
8% में ब्याज मिलेगा। बोल रहे हैं कि जैसे आपकी बच्ची बड़ी हो गई, शादी ब्याह में ज़रूरत है, उसमें निकलाइए 21 साल के बाद, या आप अपनी बच्ची को कुछ करवाना चाहती हैं, पढ़ाने लिखाने का और आगे सोच रही हैं तो उसमें निकला लीजिए, ये फ़ायदा बताया गया।
96 girls were enrolled in Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana during the project period. Importantly, the number rose from 4 to 96. There were 496 farmers in Malaka and Kevai combined. After close follow-up, the number of farmers with KCC doubled, covering 91% of eligible farmers. Only 48% had Rupee Kisan card in the pre-pilot phase, which increased to 87%. Enrollment in Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana also shot up from 47% to 86%.
किसान को इधर उधर भटकना नहीं पड़ेगा। अगर बैंक के माध्यम से बन गया तो किसी साहूकार से या किसी से कर्ज लेने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है। अपना बैंक जाइए, अपना समय से लेके समय से अदा कीजिए, तो उसमें एक रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट भी कम पड़ेगा।
Another benefit of awareness creation and account opening was the increase in issuance of mudra loans. Taking advantage of the financial inclusion drive, the Baroda UP Grameen Bank also managed to issue 9 mudra loans. Considering that, there were only 2 in the pre-pilot phase.
हमारे लोगों के पास छोटा सा तो व्यापार है, उसके लिए यहाँ जब जानकारी मिली कि आप लोगों के लिए 50,000 रुपये की मुद्रा लोन की व्यवस्था है, आप हमारी बैंक से 50,000 का फाइनेंस करवा लीजिए और उससे आप अपने व्यवसाय को और बढ़ाइए, तो हमने 50,000 का फाइनेंस करवाया। अब सत्यता यह है कि 50,000 से तो हमारा लाखों में पहुँच गया, 6 महीने के अंदर अंदर पहुँच गया।
A sad incident happened in the village during the summers wherein around 70 jhuggis were burnt during a fire breakout that was there in the village. These people who were affected with this disaster were left with nothing actually at that time. So talking about banking facility to them would not have percolated in the right sense. So what we decided was at that time is can we think of some kind of insurance literacy that we could create during that time, which could in future help them to mitigate this risk of disaster in future?
एक बहुत गरीब परिवार था, उसके जो है मतलब बीमा करवाए, बीमा के 15 दिन बाद जो है वो एक्सपायर हो गया। उसका सर पूरा लाभ उसको मिला। जब जो गरीब परिवार था उसके लिए बहुत भाई, जो उनकी एक लड़की भी शादी के लिए थी, उसने अपना शादी भी तय कर दिया, शादी भी करने जा रहे हो, उनको बहुत बड़ा सहयोग मिल गया।
216 villagers were enrolled in the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana in the pre-pilot phase. The latest position of enrollment stands at 1,489. Similarly, 63 people were enrolled in various pension schemes prior to the survey, but today the numbers have more than doubled to 146. The major achievement of the program is that financial awareness has spread far and wide in the SSA. The program has taken baby steps in creating comprehensive inclusiveness, but notably, the changes that have been brought about are here to stay.
Days are gone when you had to go kilometers to reach a branch. At least every day you can access technologically financial services.
भाई जानकारी हुई बैंक से लोन लिया, उसको खेती में लगाया, बीज लाए, खाद लाए, बोरिंग कराई, उनकी आमदनी बढ़ी, इसलिए ज़्यादा उधर प्रभावित हुए।
केसीसी, मुद्रा लोन और अदर्स काम, अटल पेंशन योजना, सुकन्या धन योजना, ये सारी चीज़ें हमारे गांव में इस तरीके व्याप्त है कि सब लोगों की जानकारी में है।
Interventions under the CFI project have put Malaka and KY villages on a high growth trajectory. Seemingly small steps taken during action plan phase will soon become giant leaps, and the journey in this direction has begun.